Oh, get up, and get amplified. So Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville delivered for the Amplified Man last night. Did those words just come out of BC's mouth? Oh, we're gonna talk about it. And Baron Corbin beat up Drew Gulak, Daniel Bryan, and Otis, all within 2 minutes. I'm sorry, what? Are you serious? Oh, we're gonna talk about it. And in the same week that Matt Hardy made his AEW wrestling debut in competition, Jeff Hardy returns to WWE. Was this just a coincidental twist of fate, or a strategically planned shift of focus by the old man in Stamford? Oh, we're gonna talk about it. And last night marked exactly 6 months to the day since Sasha Banks has won a televised singles match. That's right. It has been 182 days, half a year. And one of the best wrestlers on that female roster can't score one, not even one, singles victory. Shit, she's even on a tag team losing streak. Oh, you bet your ass we're gonna talk about it in this review. Not another time, not later on, but right fucking now. Now, for those keeping track, or for those that even care, this was the Money in the Bank go-home show for this Sunday night. A big double main event, the men's and women's ladder matches. 12 individuals, that's right, both matches will be happening at the same time. The men's and the women's. All 12 individuals starting at the ground level of WWE headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut, and all 12 individuals will be trying to make their way to the roof of Titan Tower, where 2 individuals will be declared the Money in the Bank winners for 2020. And for the next calendar year, both individuals can carry around that briefcase and pick the time that they see fit to cash in. And most likely, unless you're Baron Corbin from a couple of years ago, most likely be successful. But whether we are interested and intrigued by this year's pay-per-view or not doesn't subside the fact that this is a huge 2 matches. This is a huge pay-per-view because so much is on the line. I wish last night's go-home show made it seem like that, but we know it is. And we also know that there was no way this show was going to deliver such. And they didn't. I won't call it a train wreck because I've seen too many of those type of shows by WWE. But there's still so much shit that happened last night that just has me in shock and awe, and not in a good way. We kicked off Smackdown for May 8th, 2020, hour number 1, with Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville. Now, this has been a beautifully told story between Mandy, Sonya, Dolph, and Otis for over 2 months now, before WrestleMania. The storytelling between Mandy and Sonya has been well above par. They're doing everything needed to make us believe that there is real animosity there, real pent-up aggression. And these are 2 individuals that we know are either best friends in real life or just short of being best friends. They're really close. In fact, I believe they have a YouTube channel where they just eat donuts across the country. I believe. I'll fact check that for you after this recording. But I believe I saw something like that. They're really close. So for them to put this much work and effort into their story, and still being so damn green in the business, they're earning, I should say, not fully have earned yet, but they're earning my respect. So I was all in for this matchup to kick us off. And in this match, we saw that animosity and we saw that pent-up aggression on full display. Both playing their roles beautifully Sonya, the dastardly heel, and Mandy, the victim trying to reclaim her life. In the end, Sonya rolled up Mandy and hooked the tights, collecting the victory. I usually hate roll-up victories. Like, I hate them a lot. But this made perfect sense. Let's be honest, this match was the first match on a Smackdown, so clearly this wasn't the ultimate payoff. Thus, Sonya, the heel, should win this match. Mandy should win the big payoff. And this wasn't the big payoff. And the way Sonya won, hooking the tights, tells us that there will absolutely be another matchup between these two. And there should be, because the story is actually good. All of this storytelling with Mandy and Sonya, and you're telling me that it was supposed to end in the first match of a Smackdown? I'd say you've fallen on your head two, three times too many times when you were a kid. That's what I would tell you, because there's no way this story should end, not just on a Smackdown, but in the first matchup of the show. No. Sonya hooks the tights. The heel gets the dastardly victory, right? She did it in heel fashion. You prolong this and you have the right type of finish, the right type of payoff at a pay-per-view. I wouldn't mind seeing this thrusted into Money in the Bank this Sunday. A week ago, I wouldn't have said that, but I'm saying it now because it makes sense. Or if they found a way to prolong this into June somehow, I'm down with the story because it's being told beautifully. I've always loved long-term storytelling. WWE just A, either just doesn't do it, or B, forgot how to do it. The Otis, Dolph, Mandy and Sonya story has been absolutely beautiful for months now. This was another notch in it. Hook the tights. Mandy still does not have the ultimate revenge on Sonya. And this also, in the process, builds up Sonya Deville. But if you're really going to make Mandy a true face, not saying she's the face of the company, relax, but if you're truly going to make her a good guy, so to speak, well, you're going to have to bump her up in the process as well. Just being attached to Otis is not going to do that. It'll do wonders for Otis, I'm sure. But I'm okay with Sonya getting these victories in battle as long as Mandy wins the war. That's how long-term storytelling should be with the heel and the good guy, so to speak. You have the heel winning these battles along the way, and the ultimate war is won by the face, by the good guy. I absolutely loved what I saw at the kickoff of the show, and unfortunately there wasn't enough good shit on last night's show, so that's one of the rarities that I'll hold on to from last night. But really good job by Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville last night. Now moving on. This is what I mean, guys, about holding on to a rarity that was good last night, because then we went into an 8-man schmaz fest. Miz and Morrison with the Forgotten Sons versus the New Day in the Summer College Lucha House Party, or whatever the fuck they want to call themselves. Typical WWE. How do they preview the tag title clusterfuck we'll be seeing Sunday? Well, by giving us a clusterfuck last night too, of course. Why not? At least the action was intense in this one, especially towards the finish, which saw The Miz hit the skull-crushing finale on one of the house party members. I don't fucking know, and I don't fucking care. I was just, at that point, honestly, guys, I was happy that it was fucking over. And again, the action wasn't even that bad. Again, even closer to the finish, it really picked up even more. But I just don't like clusterfuck schmaz matches, especially when I'm going to see the same 8 individuals in a clusterfuck schmaz match in a couple of nights. In fact, by the time you guys are hearing this recording, tomorrow night. And even that tag match, the tag title match, Sunday night, befuddles me. How the fuck is the Summer College House Party getting tag team title matches? What winning streak have they been on in recent memory? Or, I'm sorry, ever? It's rhetorical. They haven't been on a winning streak. And on top of that, the Forgotten Sons, who you guys know I don't mind at all. I'll go as far as to say I liked the Forgotten Sons in NXT. And I want to like them on the WWE main roster as well. But they just debuted a few weeks ago. How the fuck are they in a tag title match? I know, some dipshit will try to explain it to me. Well, basically, it's entertainment, and the tag division is so weak that they had to. Well, first of all, I agree with you. It is entertainment, or at least it's supposed to be. However, I'm not entertained by WWE too much in recent years. B, I'll also agree with you. The tag division is pretty fucking lame, isn't it? The tag division, it does suck. But I do not agree with you that this is the way they had to go. Whenever Vince McMahon doesn't want to get creative, whenever he wants to get lazy, whenever he doesn't give a shit, he just throws everybody into a schmaz match. Fatal 4-ways for an individual title, or a fatal 4-way for a fucking tag team title. I've seen fucking 5 teams, 6 teams fighting over tag titles. We need to get back to the basics of what made pro wrestling special back in the day, and the same formula that's going to make pro wrestling special going forward, and that is a champion, or champions if you're a tag team, taking on number 1 contenders. Now, when you see an S at the end of the word contender, and it spells out contenders, that means 2 individuals in the tag team. It doesn't mean 6 others! I don't want to see 10 teams every fucking pay-per-view trying to get championships, because then it's not special. The tag titles are a fucking joke at that point. But then again, they have been. Just like every fucking title in WWE. They're all a bunch of fucking jokes. The champions are fucking lame. Look at the women's champion in Bayley. She's always fucking losing. Or at least that's how it seems. That's how it seems. For the longest time, Bayley actually had one of the highest winning percentages. Do you guys realize that? If you listen to this channel, I actually went over that several times. But the way they book Bayley, you would never have known that. Even in victory, they make Bayley look like a fucking chump, which belittles the championship. Over on the Raw side, Becky Lynch is never even seen with the title. And when she is, she's overly protective. The NXT Championship for the women, don't even get me started. They don't even have an NXT roster member holding the title. They have a WWE main roster member holding the NXT Women's Championship. Oh, you gotta love that shit. An Intercontinental and the US Championships? Do you really want to get me started on how lackluster not only the titles have been, but the champions that have held them? When Finn Balor held that Intercontinental title, before he took off and went to NXT, when he had that IC championship, Finn Balor somehow became even more irrelevant than before he had it. Same with Shinsuke Nakamura. Before he got the IC strap, he was pretty irrelevant. When he got the title, he was even more irrelevant! How is that fucking possible? How is it fucking possible? Bray Wyatt has a fucking heavyweight championship, and in just a fucking month or two, he drops it to fucking Goldberg, who in a month drops it to fucking Braun Strowman. Who's got the other fucking title? Oh, it's Brock Lesnar for the longest time, had the other heavyweight championship. Just like Becky, he was never fucking seen either. I'm naming all these fucking titles for years now. They have just seemed meaningless because they've been meaningless. You ever see those people in the fucking crowd that have the fake championships on their shoulder? Right? They bring the championship belts. I assure you, they're probably more relevant than the actual fucking gold we see around the waist of these superstars. The people at home are probably defending it way more than the people that are in that fucking ring. Absolute truth. The people that are bringing those titles to the fucking shows, they're probably going home and defending that shit more than fucking Brock and Becky. They're probably more relevant in their communities than fucking Shinsuke and Finn Balor, and that's a damn shame. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, this all started from the tag titles. And we have another clusterfuck match because nobody wants to take a time in that company to just build up number one contenders. You sure, Vince? You sure you want the fucking house party in this title match? I mean, they're pretty irrelevant and on a losing streak. Yeah, put them in! Bring in the house party! Okay, Vince, are you sure you want the Forgotten Sons? I mean, they just got to the roster a couple weeks ago. Yes! I want the Sons that have been forgotten! Bring them in! It doesn't matter. The New Day will hold the titles! Because that's what this comes down to. Miz and Morrison, okay, I can see them being in this match, even though we've already seen them in cahoots with the New Day for the past couple of months. But let's see it a fucking again. I guess it beats the Usos in the New Day for the 1,647th time. But what's gonna happen? If Miz and Morrison get the titles, then you are just playing hot potato with them. It's just going from Miz and Morrison to the New Day, back to Miz and Morrison, and then what? Back to the New Day by SummerSlam. So what's the only alternative here in this clusterfuck match? You just keep it with the New Day. Do I want to see that? No. But is there an alternative? No. Fuck. Moving on, because I've had enough with that. I've already spent fucking way too long on that shit. Can you tell I don't like clusterfuck matches? I didn't like it last night, and I ain't gonna like it for the championship Sunday night. Jeff Hardy returns to WWE next, middle of the ring, interviewed by Renee Young. And I'm not sure what Renee was thinking, but she was dressed just like Jeff Hardy. Matching shirts, matching pants. Good job, Renee. Somebody should have changed. You ever see those movies where the females are going to prom? Or it's some big fucking dance, or it's a wedding? And two individuals, two females are wearing the same fucking outfit. What do? They yell at each other, they scream at one another, and one of them is forced to change. Somebody should have been forced to... You didn't see each other in gorilla position before you went out? Somebody should have changed their shirt or some shit. A different color, at least. Anyway, yes, the show at that point got me such in a bad fucking mood. That's what I was nitpicking on. It just looked pretty silly. Anyway, Sheamus hits the top of the ramp, and Sheamus cut a damn good promo on Hardy. Sheamus said, "Since I returned to SmackDown, I've been sniffing out the weakest flames, and Jeff, yours has been barely burning." Sheamus also said that fans are tired of the comebacks, the suspensions, the releases, and the arrests. He said everyone seems to know that Jeff Hardy's next failure is just around the corner. Everybody but Jeff Hardy, that is. So everybody knows he's gonna fail again but Jeff himself. I thought that was a stinger, man. It was all very personal, and it was all to the point. Very well done by Sheamus. Sheamus then hits the ring, but Hardy gains the upper hand, dropping Sheamus where he stood with a twist of fate, and then hitting the Hardy senton. Sheamus is enraged afterwards, and this feud is now officially ignited. I wasn't too down with it beforehand, but if they keep it going like that, then I'll be on board with this. They're going to have to keep that same intensity, though, and I can't always give WWE that benefit of the doubt. I mean, honestly, guys, I can't put too much stock in WWE, again, in long-term booking. They just don't do it correctly anymore. Or at all. But it seems like the last several weeks, they've been, kind of pushing for this Hardy and Sheamus feud to ignite. They've been kind of planting the seeds and dropping the hints that this is where we were going. Well, last night, we finally got the first taste of that full throttle. If they keep the foot on the gas pedal, I am in. If not, this flame, as Sheamus called it earlier in his promo, that flame is going to burn out real quick. And we're all going to be pretty done with it. It's going to be redundant before it even gets off the ground. So, I don't mean to be the Debbie Downer here, guys. But that's the truth with two individuals like Sheamus and Jeff Hardy. This could either go really good, like Orton and Hardy from 2019. Orton and Hardy really blew us away with that storytelling in the culmination of their match. But this match also has, or in this whole storyline, this feud between Sheamus and Jeff Hardy also has the makings to be something that's just going to go off the rails. It's up to WWE what they want to do with these two. It could go good or it could go bad. You got to put in the time, the effort, and the care. If they do that, I'll be on board with this. And also, guys, you guys realize on an AEW, when Matt Hardy hit the Twist of Fate, they did call it something else. In fact, I think Jim Ross didn't even know what to call it. But they did not call it Twist of Fate, and I believe WWE was able to get that copyright on that trademark, on just the wording, Twist of Fate. I don't think Matt Hardy can use that. I had thought it was the other way around, and Matt Hardy had copyrighted it. But they didn't call it that on AEW. They made sure to call it that right off the bat last night on Smackdown. So that's another interesting note. Number 2 began with Braun Strowman, middle of the ring, cutting a promo, or trying to cut a promo anyway, on Bray Wyatt. And I say trying because, you guys know, man. Braun Strowman cutting a promo, he just sounds like he is throwing a temper tantrum. It sounds like he's yelling at his mother because she forgot to pack his Capri Sun in his school lunchbox. Get out here now, Bray! And Bray actually did come down to the ring, by the way. Thank goodness, because we didn't want to listen to 5 minutes of Braun Strowman. So Bray Wyatt does come down to the ring, and they have a face-to-face. Bray comes down and has some words right back at Braun. And there was a moment where Braun Strowman literally just goes, "Shut up!" like you would do on the schoolyard of elementary school. On the fucking playground. "Shut up, man! That's not true!" It just sounds like just a giant kid. And that's not even supposed to be shade, because I actually like Braun Strowman. I feel that the booking of Braun Strowman has been absolutely criminal. I do. You guys know that, who have been following this channel from day one. They give Braun Strowman a push, and then they swipe the rug right up from underneath his feet. Then they give him another push, and then they stop it. They have fucked with this guy so many fucking times. Once is a mistake. Twice can be a coincidence. 3 times, 4 times, now you are deliberately sabotaging this guy in his career. Even him getting the giant blueberry championship. You listen to Braun tell the story. He was all the way home to Wisconsin. He got a phone call because Roman Reigns didn't want to compete, so he went home. The WrestleMania Championship match. Braun Strowman had to go all the way from home. He was almost home in Wisconsin. He had to get on another plane, come all the way back to Orlando to get the title in impromptu fashion. He was never supposed to win that either. So it's not shade. I like Braun. But man, when he is cutting a promo, they have to work with him a little bit more. He just sounds like a giant kid, a giant baby, a fucking dude throwing a temper tantrum. Shut up! That's not true! Where's my brownies, Mom? I can't help but think that. Am I the only one? Seriously? Nobody else feels that way? Go back, watch that promo. Please. I think, or at least I hope you see where I'm coming from. Anyway, I had to mention that, guys. Braun tells Bray that this all ends Sunday between the two. Bray tells Braun this is just the beginning, with that evil laughter. So, these are two dudes on separate sides of the spectrum. One says this is over, the other says it's over when I say it is. You know, usually that makes for something interesting, but this was thrown together really quickly, and this is already coming to a culmination this Sunday. I just don't see how Bray Wyatt can lose this fucking match. I know he's not going in there as The Fiend. He's going in there as Bray. So a lot of people are thinking that's his way to lose because he's not The Fiend. But the booking of The Fiend, match-wise, has not been great, in case you haven't noticed. What happened at Hell in a Cell, end of 2019? Not good. What happened with Goldberg? Not good. His thing with John Cena at WrestleMania, while I found it entertaining, it wasn't exactly a match. So how did this dude, I don't care if it's Mr. Rogers, Bray Wyatt, or if it's fucking The Fiend, I don't see how he does not walk away with a championship Sunday. Or they better find a way to make him look dominant and strong as fuck if he does not walk out with the championship. Bray Wyatt tries to offer Braun his old Wyatt family mask, but Braun won't accept it. Even as all of the Firefly Funhouse puppets were chanting for Braun to rejoin Bray Wyatt. But Braun rejects Bray and walks off. Bray reminds. Well, he does remind Braun Strowman as well several times while he's remaining in the ring. He tried. He keeps yelling, I tried. I tried, Braun. I tried. So, I don't know what to make from that, guys. It wasn't horrible, but if that's your final build to a championship match Sunday, I think I would call that segment a failure. Again, it wasn't a train wreck, but this is your go-home show. That's your final build. If anybody got more excited to see Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman for this Sunday, if anybody honestly got more excited, then job well done. However, I have my great concerns that did not happen. Let's just leave it at that. Next was a tag match between Lacey Evans and Tamina versus Sasha Banks and Bayley. Now, of course, Sasha is in another tag team match because that's the only way they book her anymore. In fact, if Sasha is not in a tag match, there's a very good chance you're just not going to see Sasha Banks. And for those keeping track, it has now been 6 months, 182 days since Sasha Banks has won a televised singles match. Her last singles victory being November 8th, 2019 over Nikki Cross. And also, if you're keeping track, including last night, Sasha is on another 4-match losing streak. Her last televised victory was back on March 13th. Again, a tag match. Allow me to take it a step further. Since Thanksgiving of 2019, Sasha is 3-9. Yes, 3 wins and 9 losses. And again, those 3 wins were tag team matches. Oh, I laugh in tragedy. WWE has made her a loser as a singles competitor, and WWE has now made her a loser in a tag team too. How do you destroy one of the best female talents in the world? Just follow the WWE blueprint. The old man in Stamford, Connecticut will show you the way. You look at how they book Charlotte Flair. Not only winning all the fucking time. Meanwhile, Sasha Banks is losing all the time. Not only winning every WrestleMania appearance, Charlotte Flair, while Sasha Banks can't even win a WrestleMania match. Not only dominating one brand, but 2 brands. Sasha Banks can barely get on one brand's programming. Oh, fuck. And you're telling me Charlotte Flair is that much better than Sasha fucking Banks? You got Becky Lynch over there, the man, you little weirdo, holding a title for more than a fucking year, which would be awesome if they made her fucking relevant and the title relevant. But both are not true. So Becky's got a title for over a fucking year. Sasha can't even get anywhere near a fucking championship. Oh, man. A victory. We're not even talking titles for Sasha Banks anymore. You guys realize that? We are now talking about just picking up a singles victory on TV. If Sasha Banks wins a singles match, there's going to be a fucking parade in the streets of Boston. That's how low the standards have gotten for Sasha Banks. That's how low the bar is now set for one of the best female wrestlers in the fucking world. Very few have the passion for this business like Sasha Banks. Very few love professional wrestling like Sasha Banks. Very few have the skill and the talent like Sasha Banks. And she can't even get a victory in 6 months. Last night marked exactly the 6-month mark. November 8th was her last. Last night was May 8th. 182 days to be exact. And you see all these other females just racking up these fucking victories. Lacey Evans is getting the fucking spotlight. Mandy Rose has a fucking lengthy storyline. And again, thankfully Mandy is delivering. So I ain't gonna throw any shade over there. Alexa Bliss has had fucking a dozen title reigns, it seems. I know that's over-exaggerating. But Alexa Bliss always in the fucking spotlight and getting fucking championships. Who the fuck is the women? I believe they're women's champions now, Alexa Bliss, correct? I don't even know. Those are so damn fucking irrelevant, too. I believe Alexa Bliss is holding a championship now, actually. So that proves my fucking point some more. Longer title reign than fucking Sasha had with Bayley. It boggles my mind that somebody can be so good, yet treated so fucking badly. You know, and unfortunately, every company has that one employee that is so damn good that goes above and beyond but gets treated like shit. That's Sasha Banks. I'm not saying she's the easiest to work with backstage. We've all heard the stories, and I have some fucking inside information as well. I know she's not the easiest to get along with or to roll with. But fuck, man. Neither was Warrior, neither was Hogan, neither was Stone Cold. You know, these are individuals, CM Punk, you know, we may have our differences, but the bottom line is they contributed, they made you fucking money. Even Punk, yes. That promo in Vegas delivered, damn it. And t-shirts were sold, and DVDs, and tickets were sold. You know, but you don't always have to have somebody who's a yes man who kisses your ass, Vince. You can have somebody that questions shit. You can have somebody that feels differently. And they can make you a ton of fucking money because they're so good, damn good at what they do. Sasha's one of those individuals. And for somebody like me to watch somebody that good get treated like this, and numbers may not mean anything to a lot of people. A lot of people don't even realize Sasha Banks hasn't won a singles match on TV in 6 months. Because WWE loves that. They want you to be sheep. They want you to forget what happened last week because then you won't care about what they're doing. And when you don't care about what they're doing, they don't have to put care into their product. I hope you guys realize that. The less effort that Vince and WWE puts into it is the better for them. They can focus on other things, like the XFL. But now that that's done, hopefully the focus will be a little bit more on WWE, but clearly that's not happening. Triple H just cashed in $1 million worth of stock, and Stephanie McMahon within the last 24 hours has also just cashed in $1 million in stock. So they're selling their stock rapidly, guys. They know this is a sinking ship, and they want off. But getting back to numbers, no, the Amplified Man is not going to forget what happened last week or last month or last year or 5 years ago. The numbers mean something to me because it's how I keep the company accountable for what they're doing. I should not have a channel. I should not be a voice in the wrestling world, in the wrestling community, on this platform, if I'm not going to do my research, if I'm not going to know my statistics, my numbers, and my facts. If I'm going to have a channel on this platform, if I'm going to be a viable, reliable voice in pro wrestling, you're damn well better bet I'm going to have my numbers, statistics, and facts in order. I'm sick of saying Sasha deserves more. Sasha should right now have so much more. And you're going to say, BC, well, they're leading to Bayley and Sasha at SummerSlam. That could be, guys. That absolutely could be. But even if that's the plan right now, don't get it twisted. Vince McMahon has had thoughts of putting Sasha in a big match before. Her and Bayley were supposed to be WrestleMania a few years ago. Vince changed his mind. My point is, even if that's penciled in right now for SummerSlam, that could always change. He's always screwing over Sasha Banks. At this point, it's like a game to him. We're going to tell Sasha she's getting a WrestleMania title match. And then a week beforehand, take her out of it. That's something Vince would do, and you guys damn well know he would. So that's what pisses me off, is that he's constantly screwing over fucking Sasha Banks. So even if we think it's going to be a SummerSlam match, Vince could always cancel that. And on top of that, that's not a consolation prize. Because even if Sasha takes on Bayley, wins the title at SummerSlam, leave it to Vince to take it away from her 1 month later. That's what happened with Sasha Banks' 4 title reigns. They all lasted a couple weeks tops. In fact, all 4 title reigns lasted just over 1 month. Do you guys realize that? Yet there's some dumb schmuck who's going to say Sasha had her time. Sasha had her time? What about Becky? What about Charlotte? You tell me their time is not up? Their time is all the time. Sasha gets 4 title reigns for that equal collectively 1 month, and yet she's had her time? Now she never gets another hold on one second. Hey, dipshit! Get the fuck out of here! I got lawn mowing moron and weed whacking Willie over here doing fucking bushes, grass, trees. Trying to trim shit. They look like fucking drunk morons riding around on little fucking lawnmowers. That's right, move! Looking at me like I'm fucking dumb. You're the fucking idiot. That's right. Farther! Alright, so I got these fucking clowns. It looks like they have to do some fucking landscaping around me. Either I'm gonna have to fucking drive away, or I'm gonna have to whoop their ass, or I'm just gonna have to end this review. So I'm gonna try to get done with this, guys. That's my spiel on Sasha Banks. If it wasn't for weed whacking Willie and lawn mowing moron, I'd probably go even longer on it. But I'm upset. I'm frustrated. This shit has to end. If she wins this at SummerSlam, if she gets a match with Bayley at SummerSlam, if she wins the championship, then you give this lady, you give this woman, you give this superstar a fucking long-term title reign. And you have her, here's a crazy concept, win more and more singles matches on TV. Because right now, it's been 6 fucking months, and she can't even get one singles victory. I find a huge fucking problem with that. And you should too. Tamina Snuka wins this match. More insult to injury, right? More salt on the wound. As if Sasha losing another match with Bayley and this isn't bad enough, Tamina Snuka is over there with her hand raised, looking like a fucking monster. Beautiful. Tamina and Lacey Evans rack up another victory. Sasha's begging for one. Or I doubt she's begging. She's too prideful for that. But fans, we're begging for a fucking victory for her. Tamina Snuka and Lacey Evans defeat Sasha Banks and Bayley. Okay. Main event was Bray, Drew Gulak, and Otis versus Baron Corbin, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Cesaro. That's right. We already had an 8-man schmoz earlier in the night. Why not have a dumbass 6-man schmoz to end the night? So that's what they did. Corbin pins Gulak. Match over. Nuff said. I mean, what do you guys want me to review here? I just saw Tamina Snuka and Lacey Evans defeat Sasha Banks and Bayley. On what planet is that realistically gonna happen? It's not. And now I'm seeing fucking Baron Corbin defeat people like Daniel Bryan, Otis, and Drew Gulak. And if that wasn't bad enough, guys, post-match, Baron Corbin beat up Daniel Bryan and Otis, climbs a ladder, and grabs the Money in the Bank briefcase. Literally, after he just pinned Drew Gulak, he then beats the shit out of Daniel Bryan, and then he beats the shit out of Otis, or vice versa. So he beat up all 3 of them, basically, in just a couple minutes. Ascended the ladder, held up the briefcase like he's the king of the fucking world, not just king of fucking WWE. I don't mind if you, listen, it's your company, Vince. If you want to build up Baron Corbin, that's fine, but please make it realistic. Why the hell do you have this guy beating up Daniel Bryan, Otis, and Drew Gulak all in a couple minutes? You're telling me not one of them could take out Baron Corbin? Mind-boggling to me. I hate when he tries to build up one person by tearing down another. Well, in this instance, in this case, he tries to build up Baron Corbin by tearing down Bray, Otis, and Drew Gulak. Beautifully done, you dumb fuck. And that was Smackdown for May 8th, 2020, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this review. It's probably, you guys always tell me this is more entertaining than the fucking show, so I'm sure this was probably more entertaining for you. I'm glad it was. Probably taking fucking years off of my fucking life having to watch this shit, but I'll do it for you guys. I'll take one for the fucking team. Because I know now more than ever we need somebody, a true voice of the voiceless. We truly need somebody who knows what the fuck they're talking about this product and holding WWE accountable. And I assure you guys, I will continue to do that for you guys. Much love. Think, be, live, amplified always. As I'm about to do the weed whacking Willie and lawn mowing moron over here. Because it looks like they're starting to come back this way. Son of a bitch, as Stone Cold would say. Anyway, at least I got the review in. Hopefully, the lawn mowing and the weed whacking wasn't too fucking much for you guys. That's it. It's time to get a coffee and whoop that ass. I'll talk to you guys for the good, the bad, and the ugly review of Money in the Bank Monday morning. Until then, Check you later.